kêu điện máy lên chạm mà không có được chạm, biết chạm đâu nữa. Hốt tắt một tay đi, bấm tay chưa?
Nó tắt rồi mà.
Nó mở lại.
All right. To everyone who's online, we are running just a little behind on this Monday morning. So give us a few minutes and we're waiting for some board members to join us.
Oh, they can't get on the
Thank you, Xavier. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Board of Zoning Appeals for this Monday, August 14th. We had some technical issues getting a couple of our board members on. That's been resolved, so we're ready to get going. So, Ms. Kukla, if you'd like to read the preamble.
Thank you. My name is Liz Kukla. I'm the Secretary of the Board of Zoning Appeals, and I'm going to read the preamble for you this Monday, August 14th, 2023. In compliance with notification requirements of the city's open meeting law in section 101.021, the codified ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1976, notice of this meeting has been publicly posted. All boards and commissions in the purview of the city planning department conducts its meetings according to Robert's Rules of Order. Actions during the meeting will be taken by voice vote. Abstentions from any vote due to a conflict of interest should be stated for the record prior to the taking of any vote. In order to ensure that everyone participating in the meeting have the opportunity to be heard, we ask that you use the raise hand feature before asking a question or making a comment. The raise hand feature can be found in the participants panel on the desktop and mobile version and activated by clicking the hand icon. Please wait for the chair or facilitator to recognize you and be sure to select unmute and announce yourself before you speak. When finished speaking, please lower your hand by clicking on the raise hand icon again and mute your microphone. We will also be utilizing the chat feature to communicate with participants. The chat feature can be activated by clicking the chat button located on the bottom of the WebEx screen. Please note that call-in users can unmute by using *6. All meeting activity is being recorded via the WebEx platform. These proceedings are also being live streamed via YouTube for public view. We provided a link to the meeting for those who wish to speak in our particular case via our website and email. All requests to speak in our particular matter have been considered. We have also received emails from those who have provided written comment on a particular matter. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Would you like to call a roll, please?
Sure. Ms. Holzer,
Present.
Ms. Wilson,
Is it present?
Ms. Roca,
Present.
Ms. Bates.
Present.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum with 4 board members this morning.
Awesome. Want to make the announcement about that?
Sure. For everyone on the call and in present today, since we have 4 board members, you risk a tie vote. In order for the vote to pass, you would have to have 3 members of the board voting in favor of the motion. If there is a tie vote, the variance is essentially denied and the decision of Building and Housing remains unchanged. So today, if you would like a postponement, you could request that postponement and we'll give you a date somewhere out in the future. We're not exactly sure when we'll have the 5 members. We're hoping within the next month or so. So it could be possibly 30 days or more for that postponement. But again, when we call your calendar number, or you can also put it in the chat as we did last week, we will gladly honor your postponement request.
Thank you very much. Xavier, do we have any council people on?
Do not see anything. No, not see any on.
Okay, great.
There are 2 postponements.
Yes, Madam Chair.
All right, so I wanted to give you a little break.
We do have 2 postponements. We do have 2 postponements. They're on the screen before you. Calendar number 23-131. 1356 West 65th Street. Elizabeth Martin proposed to erect a single-family residence. The wooden deck on the 2nd floor of a 2-car garage. The appellant contacted our office and stated that they have a scheduling conflict and will be traveling. And in fact, this case we postponed in advance last week. You may remember. So I'm just making the announcement again. You gave it the date of August 28th. So if anybody on the call or in the audience received a written notification, you'll receive a written notification again 10 days before the next hearing. And no testimony will be taken today. Calendar number 23-133, we received a request from the councilman this morning for 1750 Hillview Road. The Safe Shelter Group LLC proposed to use existing single-family residence for a maximum of 5 people. That request came from the councilman. He needs more time to meet with the applicant.
Okay,
Let's see.
how much more time does he need?
We're not given a specific time frame. September 25th would be the end of the month. September 18th I believe we won't have 4 members
I won't
that
be.
day.
I won't be there.
So we'll have the 3. I'm not sure if this is controversial. We're not aware of that, so.
Yeah, so obviously,
September 25th.
yeah.
Okay, so calendar number 23-133 will be postponed or is postponed to September 25th. Again, if you received a paper copy of the notice in the mail, you'll receive a paper copy again 10 days before the hearing. And there will be no testimony taken on it this morning. We also have a withdrawal, Madam Chair. This is on your postponed docket. That's calendar number 23-103. This was Ronald Pace. You may remember he had 4 different grass cutting issues.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Mr. Pace.
Yes, he's worked something out with the city, and the
Okay.
city has withdrawn.
Oh, great.
Okay. That's exactly what we wanted to have happen. Good, good. Okay.
That's all that I have for you. Thank you.
All right, excellent. All right, Ms. Holzer, we have no council people present, so we'll begin at the top of the agenda with 23-128.
Sounds good, and apologize for running late this morning. Thanks, everybody. Our first calendar is number 23-128. This is at 3119 West 50th Street. Adrian Ortega proposes to build a parking lot on a City of Cleveland land bank parcel number 016-14-016 in a B1 two-family residential district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there is one with a number of provisions. Additionally, there is a note that a lot consolidation and an accessible space is required. And with that, I will hand it over to Ms. Roper for the oath.
Thank you. I will start with those who are on the phone. I'm swearing in all who are present for this case. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise your hand, reply I do, state your name and your address. Is there anyone on the call? No? Is there anyone in the room?
Oh, this is your case. Okay,
Yes.
gentlemen, you can join us at the table.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'll read the oath again. Do you swear or affirm, I know, raise your right hand, swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Please say I do, state your name one at a time and your address.
I do. Craig Dixon, architect, 5678 Trail Moss Lane, North Ridgeville, Ohio.
Thank you. Sir?
Adrian Ortega. My address 18501 Hilliard Road, Rocky River, Ohio.
Right.
George Ramirez, 3211 West 46th Street, Cleveland 44102.
Was that Ramirez?
Yes,
Yes.
George, right?
yes.
Sorry, thank you.
So just to let you know, she's not present in the room with us, but we have a court reporter. So when you speak, you want to
Speak
make sure that
loud.
you're clear and loud enough
Okay.
for the mic to pick up so she can hear
Got it.
your testimony. Okay,
Thank you.
all right. All right, who's going to be the spokesperson?
Are you ready for the history first, Madam?
Oh, yes, sorry. I get ahead of myself sometimes.
Especially when they're sitting at the table.
Yes, especially when they're sitting at the table.
I guess
We're
I'll
going to
speak
do,
first.
yeah, we're going to do
We'll do the
history.
history of the property.
Yeah,
and
I
then
skipped a couple steps, so.
So for this address, there's been no change in the zoning since 1929. In our Records Administration Office, we found that in 1915, a permit was issued to erect a shed. Also, it says 1987, 1897, a barn was established on the property. Then in the more recent history in our Records Administration Office, we found that a private garage was erected in 1941. And there was an addition made to a single-family dwelling in 1960. And then in the more recent history in our cellar system, we see that there was a violation issued in 1997. And then in 2012, a board up request was made for the property.
When was that?
And that was in 2012.
2012.
And also there are no variances on file for this address.
Okay,
That's all.
interesting history.
Thank you.
So, okay, legal standard, please.
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting a use variance from the requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the use variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will result in an unnecessary hardship particular to the property, such that there will be no economically feasible use of the property without the variance. Will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. And then I put a note that the appellant must meet the 9 conditions of section 349.13C in order for the board to grant the variance.
Okay, and there are a number of conditions. Okay, so Craig, you're on now.
Very well. Mr. Ortega would like to use those 2 pieces of property for a proposed restaurant that would be in the corner building. You can see in the bottom photo.
Bottom left,
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Bottom left photo,
the brick building or the other one?
correct.
The brick
one.
building,
Um,
okay.
For parking for a proposed restaurant. And we've met all of the criteria for setbacks, front, side, yard, landscaping requirements, drainage. He's all set to go with your approval.
Okay,
I think, well, a little bit more on like ingress, egress for the parking lot. and-
Okay, all right. The access to the parking lot would be from West 50th, and they could exit the parking lot through the alley in the back, West 50th Place, which is a 14-foot alley. Or they could come back out. If you were to get a space in there, you could turn around and go back out on West 50th and exit that way.
how many spaces are there?
I believe there are 22 shown with the possibility of 2 more. There are 2 just beautiful trees that are there. One large pine, one deciduous, one coniferous pine, and they're in great shape. But should something ever happen to the pine tree, they could attain 2 more parking spaces.
Okay, which is the pine, the one on the upper right there?
Correct.
Okay,
The other,
and the
Tree.
deciduous is the one on the lower,
yes, and it's just
sort
off
of
the-
beneath that,
just off of the parking lot.
just
correct.
off the parking lot?
And that's why we kept the parking lot to the north with your 6-foot requirement off of there, and then the tree would be able to be saved. And grass could be there for the residential properties to the south.
Okay. All right, do you know the species of the deciduous one? By chance?
I did. It's been a while. Do you
Okay,
Remember?
I would not know what kind of tree.
okay,
I think it's a type of maple.
It's some kind of maple.
yeah,
It's huge.
very likely. All right. Not crucial, just curious. All right, so, go ahead, other questions?
You know, ADA, accessible parking,
You beat me to it.
how many? Are
That
you
is our
providing for
intent.
that?
Yes,
How many ADA spaces will there be?
there would be 1.
Okay,
Actually, 2. We changed the parking. We did have the accessibility from Fanta Avenue. But the city requested that we access the parking off of West 50th. So we were able to get 2 handicap. They're in the upper left corner.
right. That's what I thought. Okay. And that's your the hashed area in between
Correct.
is your spacing, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
And did I hear you say that the city requested that you have the egress on West 50th?
They did.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
we do have a letter from the land bank manager. The
okay,
City of Cleveland states that, please be advised, the Department of Community Development has conditionally approved the request of 4907 Clark Avenue Apartments, Cleveland LLC, to acquire 2 parcels of city-owned land for the construction of a parking lot for a commercial business in the city of Cleveland located at 3119 West 50th Street and 3115 West 50th Street. This approval is contingent upon approval from the Board of Zoning Appeals and approval from applicable design review entities. City is prepared to convey the title of the land bank properties for the project once the above requirements are satisfied.
okay. Have you been working, oh, sorry,
Sorry, the name is Joseph Giuliano, land bank manager. Thank you.
thank you. Did we have any communication from the councilman?
No, I don't have anything.
Did you or?
Okay,
Long time ago, before the COVID, we were trying to create this project. And George is the owner of the property that I'm buying, the building, the big building.
okay,
And I was trying before the COVID to open that restaurant. I own La Plaza.
Oh,
I,
oh, you do?
taco Joe.
big fan of your tacos.
Thank you.
Yeah, me as well, yeah,
And we, in those days, we met with a lot of people from the city that were there. We were very happy that we were coming to the neighborhood. But then COVID came in
yeah,
and everything broke.
yeah,
They gave us the lot in those days. And we were approved with everything. And after COVID, George and I started talking again. I said, well, I'm gonna acquire the building contingent that I get the parking lot. Because a restaurant with no parking lot is a struggle, especially we all drive cars, we wanna go in and get out. Or you go with families, you wanna have a nice place to unload the keys and walk safely to whatever you're gonna eat. And to me, it's crucial that I have that parking lot. So we approached them again, and this time we went through everything they told us to do. Well, we hired Craig, and this is the second time that he does the blueprints of that parking lot. And he met everything that basically they asked us. We met with the community development, and they told us, we like the proposal, we want businesses coming there, thank you for coming there. And that's the only reason that for me, it's important that we get that parking lot, because it will make our clients more safe, more comfortable, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
families. And that's the only reason. There's nothing else. It's just the building needs that parking space, if it's possible. Yeah,
What's your seating capacity in the restaurant?
it's gonna be probably like 70 people, 75 people.
Okay,
Yeah,
so sit down and table service,
it's gonna be sit down and to go.
sit down and to go. So much the same as
The
how
same as
you,
what I have right now,
yeah, so you
Yeah.
come, you order,
and they go.
and then
they
you
take.
go, or you
Some
can
people
sit.
decide to stay. I
Yeah,
have less capacity on the place that I am right now. And the location is so phenomenal, business wise.
yeah,
We changed that building and that community because it was abandoned for like 6 years.
right,
That was the original building that, Reina Ricos, that was one of the
Right.
first stores that they owned.
yeah,
And everybody that went there for some reason didn't make it. La Plaza came in and changed the neighborhood a lot. Now every restaurant, every bar that is in that location, they're very successful all of them.
yeah,
You know, we bring a lot of good things to the neighborhood. And I think this will make it the same thing, a good change for Clark Avenue. There is a need for something like this in that location. There's not a
Mhm.
lot of places in Clark Avenue that you can eat.
aside from fast food,
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah,
I do want to tick through some of these because we have.
Yes, let's tick through.
Two legal standards here. You have the standard you need for the use variance and then this section 349.13 as well. So just to confirm, the cars that will be parked there will be for your employees and for your guests.
Yes,
And you're not going to be charging for the parking there?
No, it's free. I don't charge for parking. No. I'm against that.
And then there's not gonna be any like repairs or anything like that happening on?
I don't know what the parking lots,
Okay.
no.
We talked about egress and ingress.
Mhm.
No signage on the parking lot?
No, because the signage is gonna be in the front of the building.
On
But
the
it's gonna, the only sign that I wanna put there is parking for La Plaza, Taqueria La Plaza.
Okay,
That's the only sign that is gonna be there.
Right,
Because a lot of people, and it happens to me in Lakewood a lot. There are a lot of people that live in the neighborhood, they don't have no
Right.
parking. And because we close at 9 o'clock every day, when we leave, they come neighbors and park on the parking lot.
right.
I don't mind, I tell them at night the parking is empty, but please make sure that by 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock when my employees come in, I don't want any cars that don't belong to the.
right,
And I'm very easy with my neighbors, because where I am in La Plaza, for example, what's his name, the guy that sells Lebanese food. I know him and he said that in some of my clients parking in parking lot. Go ahead, I don't have a problem with that.
Do you foresee that happening in this parking lot? Do you think there's gonna be a need for you to, like chain off the entrance?
I don't like to do that.
entrances?
I think I like to work with my neighbors. As long as they come and they ask me,
Mhm.
then I know one car is sitting there at night. Because we're gonna have cameras, that we watch in the parking lot.
Okay,
But I think it's better, in my personal opinion, to work with neighbors and not make them like I'm the boss of that. No, I like to say then, can I park the car at night? Go ahead. I don't have problems. Just make sure that like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock is home.
Okay.
okay, go ahead.
Because some people have the need. And
Yes,
that's the truth. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Some people don't have a way a place that they can feel safe with the car.
right, it's true.
and then the setback from the building line, you testified that you've met all setback requirements?
correct.
Proper screening of the parking lot with landscaping or other screening?
Yeah,
That's our landscape plan. We put quite a bit of landscaping. We don't have any fences. We use landscaping as our buffer.
Right. Can you walk us through just kind of the details of the landscaping that you're planning?
Oh,
to
it's all
use?
called out on it, right?
do we have a slide with the clip sheet for the landscaping, Xavier?
No, we're gonna put you.
It's
Okay.
called out right next to each of the.
Right on the
plans.
plan, okay,
Right.
Okay, which
Wasn't
is a little
necessary
hard to
do
see,
a
that's all.
Yeah.
Mechanical list or anything like that. It's
So it looks like, right, is that?
Barbary, correct.
Crimson barberries, conifers, one conifer at least.
Hollies, ilex. I put the botanical.
Craig,
one.
can I see that plan?
I can't read it now, though.
No, I can, there we go. All right,
If you can read my writing.
Holly's right here.
okay,
We mix it up so there's different
and
colors,
Holly's here,
different things are happening throughout the year.
the
Grass.
birds will love that, the
Grasses.
grasses will love that. Well, crimson barberry. Here. And here,
What are these up here?
those golden,
Golden Vickery.
Okay,
yeah. It's actually a nice planting plan,
yeah, it is.
yeah.
Worked at Gales when I was in high school. I loved it.
Did you?
I almost became a landscape architect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the variety.
Yeah,
And then the other requirement is lighting. What is your,
There will be lighting. We haven't addressed that yet, but there will. Be.
okay.
Okay.
So the
that'll be something that we'll need to have you submit,
We'll do that.
is your lighting plan.
yes, under the requirements, all your lighting has to be arranged, so there will be no glare to the adjoining properties and, you don't have lights and going in
Uh-huh.
someone's window and all that.
Okay.
The parking lot is gonna be adequately drained and graded for drainage.
We also attached with that is a drainage plan
Okay,
for what we submitted, and it's all taken care of. 2 drains that we've,
Okay,
yeah, if you blow that bottom portion up, you'll be able to see it. We've got, you can see the 2 drains with the X's.
right.
yep,
water leaving. to
Oh, I
those,
see.
And then it comes out to the drain in West 50th.
All right, let's see, where are we at? The building permit number under which the lot is, oh, the building permit number under which the lot is established is to be posted. You'll post the permit, okay.
Yeah, that's standard.
And whatever other conditions we impose, which lighting will be one of them. All right, we have gone through the lists of the ordinance. I don't have any further questions.
The only thing, the only question I had, do you foresee at any time, and this goes to one of the items here, do you foresee at any time like that you're gonna wanna use the parking lot for any event, or like you'll have cooking out there or anything like that?
Every time that we have done that in La Plaza, and I went to the city a couple times, it says as long as you're not doing it in city property, they never ask for a permit.
Okay,
If I'm gonna be taking a sidewalk or something like that, then I had to pull a permit.
right,
And a lot of times what happens is, for example, La Plaza, I'm very intertwined with the community. And a lot of the different entities in the community, they ask me for example, the Mexican consulate is gonna be in La Plaza in a couple days from now.
Hmm.
They usually brings 500 people into so they are all over the place around the property.
yeah,
We have done like the day for the kids, which is the Three Kings. I have allowed them to use the parking lot for that, my parking. And I went to the city and said, no, well, that's inside your property. You can do whatever you want, as long as they don't break anything outside that they are not interfering with the street. And when we have done that, we usually allow these people, these communities, they bring their own police, just for the
Okay.
kids, so they don't run into the.
right,
But everything so far has been, we never had a problem.
okay,
I don't know what they're gonna ask me once the community, once I'm there.
Right.
And because they're the ones that come to us.
well,
Me,
you,
I'm not foreseeing to do anything,
Yeah.
just for parking.
well, I
the
foresee
parking-
that in this neighborhood, you may be,
And when they ask me, I tell them, well, as long as you stay in the property and you are not creating a loud noise and interfering, I don't see a problem. But I usually put the stone on them, go to the city, investigate what they require. And I give them a letter that I allow them to stay in my parking lot, and then they go on there to their diligence, you know what I mean? But usually it's never out of but at the same time, like I told you, I like to work with the community. I never been against it. I mean, I tell them, you can use my premises as much as I can help you. If I can help you, it's nothing I can do. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But so far, it's been good. Like I have realtors, to give you an idea, that they starting to do their business. And they come to La Plaza, can we do a seminar on how to buy houses for the Hispanics? So I lend them a room that I have in La Plaza, and they come in and they bring the bank and they teach people how to buy a house. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? And it's good for me because they bring new people, maybe that they never went to La Plaza. Now they know La Plaza. You know
right,
what I mean?
right,
And that relationship, I like to work with them. If I can help them, they are my clients. At the end, they are my clients. So I have to work with them.
yeah. I imagine that you're gonna have a close relationship with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in this new neighborhood.
I'm very involved with all the Hispanic alliances that they have with different entities. You know what I mean? They invite me to so many events.
Yeah,
And it's good because that way I see the needs and I see how can I help and I see how can we improve. La Plaza represents probably 9 different countries in product. You know, we have product from Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Spain, and I go on and on and on.
yeah,
Cleveland when I arrived in Cleveland, there was no nothing for the Hispanics. I hate to say besides Puerto Rico.
Right,
But little by little, Cleveland is growing into more diversified culture of Hispanics. And by doing that, vendors from other cities are coming to Cleveland now. And because of that, La Plaza can offer a more variety of product. Which in the old days, I would call them, now we don't have nothing to do with Cleveland, there's no business. You know what I mean?
right.
Now new frontiers are opening. And a lot of businesses are opening because of that. Because of just to give you an idea, when I came here, probably there were 7 Mexican restaurants in Cleveland. Right now, we have over 500 Mexican restaurants in Cleveland. That's how much it has grown. And that goes with all the Hispanics, mechanics, landscapers, you name it.
Right.
It's a huge, as it develops, you know what I mean? And I think Cleveland is not only as a city, you guys can remember 30 years ago downtown. This is not what I used to know downtown.
Right.
This is beautiful what we have. The growth, the how much is growing is beautiful.
It is.
You know what I mean? And I hope we keep going in that direction.
Yeah. What are your hours of operation gonna be?
We open, the restaurant will open probably around 9:30, and it will close at 9 o'clock every day.
9:30
Sundays is gonna be 8 o'clock. I keep it to that level. I'm not
So you'll be open 7 days a week?
7 days a week.
Sundays, I'm sorry, I didn't catch the Sunday hours,
It's gonna be 8 to 8.
8 to 8. Okay.
Okay, great.
I think we have the city, right?
Yeah.
Maurice Women's online.
Good morning, Maurice Rowland, City Planning. Well, you guys have been so thorough going over this project. I don't think I have anything else to add. The Planning Commission, loves seeing boarded up buildings come, brought back to life. And, in many cases, the parking is the problem with, getting it to be able to be operated. So we definitely recommend approval. I would ask, is there any provisions for any bike parking in the parking lot?
Oh, that's usually my question, Maurice.
I got one.
You got me on that one.
What do you, I don't understand.
Bicycle parking.
We need just to add some parking for the bikes.
Bike
Oh,
racks.
Yeah.
I think we can do that.
Bike racks, yeah.
So, yeah, just some,
Yeah.
I'll let you figure that out, Craig. Looking at this, you can place it where you, but that'll be just something we'll need to have a revised drawing
Will
for.
do.
Thank you, Maurice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Good luck.
board, any other question? Oh, sorry, anything else?
No, I just said good luck.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Nina looks like she has her.
Yes, Nina, question, comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm, Madam Chair, that I heard correctly. There are 2 mature trees on the lot, but the plan is to not remove them. They're staying, and because I think what I heard originally or at the beginning of Craig's statement was that if one of the trees or if the trees were to go away, there could be some additional spots, but I just want to reiterate and make clear that those trees are staying.
That is correct. The deciduous tree is in the landscaping bed. So that doesn't impact the parking, but it's excellent for shade, etc. The conifer is, I think, the one that should that one die, that one is in a potential parking space.
Okay. Thank you. But as of now, the trees are staying.
That's correct. They're being sensitive to the trees. So
Concerned about our tree canopy,
Yes,
so want to make
exactly.
sure those are staying.
You know what?
You and me both.
I feel the same way.
Mhm.
Was my decision. I told Greg, whatever you do, I want to save those trees.
Yeah, in
Those
fact,
trees are,
there's something going around that's hitting the conifers, your pine tree. There's some sort of disease.
oh,
And so, should that one get, catch that and you lose it, maybe you just want to replace it.
well, I hope that never happens.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't happen.
It looks,
Okay.
it looks very healthy.
It
This,
looks very healthy.
this is the tree, and these would be 2 additional parking spaces. Or maybe just plant another tree.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're sensitive to trying to maintain the city's tree canopy, so, if you lose it and you can replace it.
Yeah.
That would be preferred, I think.
It
Yes.
also provides a better experience for your parkers
Oh, no,
because
there's no
having
question about
shaded
it.
parking is an added benefit.
No. When I took over La Plaza, I put trees all along the both sides of and now they're starting to go big and look beautiful.
Yeah, look great, yeah,
They add character to the building.
yes, exactly. I pass that place frequently. So, yes,
I did not catch the name of the restaurant, the parking lot, what's her, could we get that?
oh, yeah, what are you gonna call this?
La Plaza Tacos, La Plaza Taqueria,
Okay,
or Taqueria La Plaza.
Mhm.
no, I think La Plaza Taqueria,
Okay.
Well,
because that's got the name
That's
recognition,
what we have up there.
Yeah.
I'm keeping the same. Nothing is gonna change.
yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Anything else?
Can I accept donations from now on, please?
Can you what?
I will accept donations.
You will accept donations?
So please open your bags.
We'll come eat tacos.
Oh, okay.
How's that? Okay, are you crafting this motion?
sure, I can craft it, and if I leave anything out, let me know.
We need the lighting plan
Yes.
and the bike rack on the plan.
All right. I move to approve calendar number 23-128 based on the testimony that we've heard today, including the specifications that need to be met under codified ordinance section 349.13C, on the conditions that bike racks will be added to the parking lot, and the lighting plan will be submitted to the Board of Zoning Appeals. I'll also note that the hours of operation will be Monday through Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I move that we approve.
Could I have a second, please?
Board Member Holzer, I second.
Great, thank you. Ms. Kukla, the roll, please?
Madam Chair, first, are we holding this until we receive a revised drawing, or is it just gonna be made a condition of the motion?
I trust that Craig is gonna get us the revised drawings in the 10th minute, so we can go ahead.
All right, Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Ms. Roca,
Yes.
Ms. Bates.
Yes,
Calendar number 23-128 is granted. It'll be ratified the Monday after we receive the revised drawings. If we get it, it'll be next Monday. And after that, we will send you a letter. Please feel free to contact our office the Wednesday.
you'll submit everything to Liz.
I know where she's at.
Okay,
Okay.
good. You know, we didn't discuss this, but as we were going through that, the only other thought that I had is you might want to make provision for a scooter and the bike rental parking. You know, that's popular. Using rather to the bikes,
Good idea.
okay? Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
everyone
luck.
back
Best
there
of luck
behind.
to you.
Yeah, nice having you with us.
Didn't we be like 3-1? Yeah. We don't want.
I'm sorry?
unanimous approval, do we?
No.
Let's get that hell out.
Yeah. We like to be on the edge.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Have a good day.
Every time I take it.
I think you have a good working relationship, right?
All throws me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
thank you.
We look forward to this coming into fruition.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Okay.
Now we have a lot of work to do.
Yes, you do. Now the hard work
Now
starts.
we have work again.
Okay. Ms. Holzer, moving on.
Sounds good. Our next case is calendar number 23-130. This is at 11931 Bel Air Road.
Yes, have a good day.
Oh, sorry, I heard a little bit of background noise.
Yeah, they're just saying goodbye. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm assuming the appellant's name got cut off slightly, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like Quan Am Temple of Vietnamese Buddhists proposed for an addition to an existing place of worship in a one-family district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 2. Additionally, there is a note that Cleveland Planning Commission approval is required. And with that, I will hand it over to Ms. Roca for the oath.
I will start with those individuals on the phone for this case. I'm swearing in all who are present for this case. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise your hand, reply with I do, state your name and your address. If whoever would like to start us off on the call, looks like we might have some people on the call.
Do we have
Hello.
an appellant present?
Hello,
Hello.
my name is Michael Tomczyk. I am the architect, and I do swear to tell the truth.
Can you state your address, sir, please?
921 Literary Road, Cleveland, Ohio, 44113.
Thank you. Is there anyone else on the call that plans to testify?
There are 2 others from the temple, Sister Lee, and she has another individual with her as well.
We do need to swear them in, sir. So if they could if one of them wants to go first, raise your hand, state your name, and if you could spell it for the court reporter and your address.
Sisters, please raise your hands and swear that you will tell the truth. Sister Lee?
They're on mute.
Okay.
As a
Sis-
reminder, if you're on the phone, you can use *6 to unmute yourself.
Hello?
There
Hello.
we go.
There we go.
Hello, I'm so sorry. Sư phải nói. Anh phải Mr. Lee. Đâu phải kêu tên em. Sư phải nói. Sư phụ nói sư phụ là president of temple.
Yes. Hello, all the gentlemen and ladies. My name is Hugh Lee. My address of the temple is 11921 Bel Air Road. And I am swearing that, everything that we is going to be true.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Is that everyone?
Good morning, everyone. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello? We
Yes.
can.
Yes. My name is Hill. I'm a Buddhist nun of the temple. Of 9 nuns, I'm the little one beside the president. So I'm swear whatever I tell over here is nothing but truth.
Okay, thank you. Can you please spell your name for the court reporter and state your address?
Okay, my name is Hill, Hieu, and my address is the Quang Am Temple, 11921 Bel Air Road.
Thank you very much.
All right.
You're welcome.
I think that's everybody.
All right. All right. Thank you. History of the property?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The property was originally zoned general retail in 1929. In 2009, it was changed to the current zoning. We did not find anything in our records administration for this address, and nothing in the more recent history. There is also no zoning variances on file for this address. That's what I have to think.
Okay, legal standards. Sorry, I'm making notes.
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting a use variance and an area variance from the minimum distance requirements of zoning code. To obtain the use variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will result in unnecessary hardship particular to the property, such that there will be no economically feasible use of the property without the variance, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will create practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
Thank you. All right. Michael,
Yes,
you're going to be the spokesperson?
yes, I will. I would like to give you a little background on the buildings. The photographs, I would say the one in the upper right corner, show you clearly or more clearly the two portions of the existing building. You see a two-story vanilla sided building to the right with windows in an organized pattern. That addition is about 12 years old. That will remain. The portion of the building towards Bel Air with the stone exterior is the area that we will demolish and then build a new worship space that will be a two-story building. The place of worship will be upstairs, where will be a high ceiling with a lot of daylight. The first floor will be for community gatherings.
And the parking lot will, you're going to make any changes to the parking lot?
The parking lot remains, except for we will be, let's see, we have to restripe it right near the addition where you see all the bollards. Also, the existing parking is beautifully landscaped on all sides, facing Bel Air, facing to the north, so that will remain.
So the decorative pieces that are part of the front yard,
Yes.
Is that going to all remain the same then?
It will. The area that you see that I believe you're referring to, I'll call it a pagoda, outdoor shrine that will remain.
All right. Questions, board?
Oh, may I say this? The building was permitted to be a worship space, but then now that we are building a new structure, this brings about again a request that a worship space may be in the zoning district. So it had been a worship space, and we are requesting that it continue as a worship space.
All right. Can you give me a sense of the hours of use for the building now that you're sort of enlarging it and changing some of its, adding more community space to it?
From what I know, and I'll have Sister Lee respond, but they have services, they have actual services once a week, prayer services and devotion to Buddha. During the week, there are also times of meditation for only a few people, and they do have Bible studies. Sister Lee, would you tell them what time of day you generally have people in the building, or what time of day are your religious services? Yes. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Yes, my name is Lee. I am the president of the Quang Temple. Usually every Sunday we have the service from 12:30 to 2:30. And every night at the weekday, we just, all the Buddhist nun and monk, we practice it.
And what is your intended use for the community portion of the new building? Are you gonna
The
have
building-
events or what's gonna be, what do you have planned?
The service usually every Sunday at the noon time, and we do the meditation class and Bible reading and prayer services.
Okay.
And then may I add this, Chairman, that I do know that occasionally that community room is used where they may work together to roll veggie rolls for their people. So it's a little bit of a community project among themselves.
All right.
Yes, a little bit for the veggie, yes.
All right.
And during the weekday, you have service as well. Can you just tell us the times that you have service during the weekdays? What time of day?
Yes, the weekday, early in the morning from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And late evening, 7 to 9.
Just for the nun only.
Just for the all the venerable only.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So-
Thank you.
So you do not foresee any time when your parking lot is not gonna be sufficient for the number of people that you have parked there?
That does seem to be true. I would say that I know that Sister Lee has an agreement with the lot to the right. Let me see, to the east, which belongs to a Christian church, and in some ways they share when needed each other's lots. More so that church needs Sister Lee's than she needs theirs.
Okay. I am familiar with the temple and I had forgotten about that little church that sits behind. So
Yes.
thank you, Michael. All right, city planning?
Yeah.
Good morning, Maurice Rowland, City Planning. Being that this is just an expansion, a demolition and then expansion of an existing non-conforming use, we would recommend approval of this. I don't think it's going to have any more of that it will have any kind of a negative impact, on the surrounding neighborhood. It's really a relatively minor addition, considering that they are taking part of the building down and reconstructing it. So we would recommend approval.
Thank you, Maurice. Hope you feel better too.
Thank you.
Yeah, this sits on a parcel of land that, it's been there for a number of years. And it's sort of, while it is residential adjacent, is rather separated from the housing that is anywhere near close by. So any other comments or questions, board?
There also seems to be 3 churches right next to each
Yeah,
other.
it's a little cluster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I have no further questions.
okay. Ms.
Oh,
Hall-
actually, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Cleveland Planning Commission. Have you gone to the Planning Commission or what is your plan? That is required.
Pardon me, Planning Commission. The drawings have been uploaded to the city portal, and I am not sure if they have been routed yet to planning.
Okay.
Maurice, do you know?
I do not
Xavier, do you
know if they've received city planning approval yet,
Okay, we don't know. Okay.
but I don't
So I
think
think
that's a reason
We'll have to hold.
to hold it up today.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. Okay. All right. I would agree. Any communication from the council person?
No, we have not.
Okay, all right.
But for the record, they are notified with a paper copy as well as a digital version of the agenda sent to their mail.
Okay, all right. I think Danny's focused on some other things, so. All right. Ms. Holzer, do you want to take this one?
Sure. Having heard testimony from the appellant, the architect, city planning, I move approval of calendar. Oh, and I lost the calendar number. I apologize. I scrolled too far down on my agenda. I move approval of calendar number 23-130.
Okay. Ms. Wilson, do you want to do the second on this?
Yes, this is Board Member Wilson, and I would second approval.
Thank you. Ms. Kukla, you want to call the roll?
Ms. Roca,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Ms. B.
Yes.
Calendar number 23-130 is granted. It'll be ratified next Monday and we will send you a letter, but please feel free to contact our office on Wednesday of next week to find out the status of it may be ready for your pickup. Thank you.
Good luck to you. I pass your temple quite frequently, so I will be happy to see the new addition go up for you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
Blessing.
I think it'll be a nice improvement to the front facade for you.
Thank you. Buddha blessing
you
all
all.
you guys. Thank you.
All right.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, thanks.
Ms. Holzer, we'll move on.
Sounds good. Our next case is calendar number 23-132. This is at 8121 Detroit Avenue. Cursis Tavares proposes to change use from a single family to type A daycare in RA2, parenthetically residential attached to zoning district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there is one. With that, I will hand it over to Ms. Roca for the oath.
All right, we will start with individuals on the call. I'm swearing in all who are present for this case. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise your hand, reply, I do, state your name and your address.
I do. Samuel Alfonso, 8121 Detroit Avenue.
Sir, can you spell your last name?
ALFONSO. And I'm here as well with my mother, Cursis Tavares.
Thank you.
Is your mom able to state her name and swear the oath?
Of course.
My name is Kirsi Tavares, 8121 Detroit Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44102.
Thank you, Mrs. Tavares.
And back to you, Madam Chair.
All right.
Do we have anyone else on the call? No? Okay. Back to you.
Okay, great. History of the property, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The property was originally zoned general retail in 1929. In 2015, it was changed to the current residential attached to district. In our records administration office, we found that in 1906, a permit was issued to erect a two-story dwelling on site. There are no variances on file for this address and nothing of note in the more recent. Thank you.
Thank you. Legal standard, please.
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting a use variance and an area variance from the minimum distance required in zoning code. To obtain a use variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will result in an unnecessary hardship particular to the property, such that there will be no economically feasible use of the property without the variance, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will create practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will the property owns have substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
Thank you very much. Mr. Alfonso, are you going to be the spokesperson?
Correct.
Great. Do you want to go ahead and tell us what you'd like to do here?
Yeah, so at the moment, my mom is listed as a type B daycare. We're looking to try to see if we can zone the property to get it to a type A, to try to have 12 kids under the daycare. Essentially, that would lead to um, having another employee, just because we'd have more kids on the property. So essentially what we're looking for is just to increase the number of kids that we're able to have in the daycare at one given moment.
How many do you have now?
At the moment, it is zoned for 6. Type B is 6 children.
So you're going to essentially double your capacity.
Correct.
Okay. And how many employees do you have now?
At the moment, we have 2 revolving, and then with addition of children, we would add a third, and that would be just to have. So on site right now, we only are required to have one employee at a time because of the number of kids that we have. With additional children, we would add 1 extra employee during the hours of operation.
And what are your hours of operation?
The hours of operation consist of 6:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
And how are you handling pickup and drop off?
Pickup and drop off are handled pretty smoothly. If we zoom in right there on the left-hand side, there's an entrance, and there's actually a parking lot on the side of the house where parents can safely pick up and drop cautionary practices, just because the kids also, that is technically their play area, so it's gated off as well. So when they are dropped off, the parents typically park in the parking lot, walk their kids to the back door, and that is the entrance of the daycare.
And what are the ages of the children that you're caring for?
Yeah, of course. Very good question. So right now, the children that we're caring for range anywhere from infants all the way up to school age, say about 7 years old.
And tell us about meals and how you're handling that.
Yeah, of course. As of right now, so meals are prepared. So typically we have to give the state like a rundown or meals list. My mom could tell you better than I could, but typically how the meals are handled, children are fed typically home cooked meals. And that's how we're proceeding with the meals as far as how things are structured. As far as the structure of the meals, kids are given breakfast, snack, lunch, and dinner, depending on the time of day of the time the children are there, because some kids may be part-time, some kids may only come in for certain times of the day. So we essentially try to cater to the needs of the parents.
So you have some children that probably their parent works full-time, so they drop them off in the morning before work and then come pick them up after work, as opposed to some people who may just use half a day or something like that. Is that how it works?
Yeah, of course. And I could give you a quick example. So right now we're dealing with a nurse. So right now, one of our nurses one of the children's moms, our nurse is a nurse. So what we do is typically she only needs care for 3 days a week. Typically she works 12-hour shifts, and her husband is a professor. So typically what they do, they only need the child care for 3 days out of the week. And then typically nurses, the way they work is that, I'm sure you know this, but they have 12-hour shifts. So it'd be 3 days out of the week that she works, and those are the only 3 days that she would have her child come in. And then, like you mentioned before, there are parents that only need half a day as well. So to the extent of the time the children are there, that's how we cater.
And what's the square footage of the house?
The square footage of the house, I wouldn't have it.
How many
So
rooms does it have?
All right, so the house has approximately 3 bedrooms upstairs. So there's a basement, then there's the first floor where the kitchen area, living room areas. Upstairs, that's the sort of the first floor. The second floor has 2 bedrooms, and the attic has, which is the not the attic, but the main principal bedroom upstairs. There's another staircase up there, so it's essentially like four floors to the house. So the primary use of the daycare is essentially the basement and first floor where the kitchen area is as well.
Does
Approximately.
anyone live in the house full time?
Yes, so upstairs top room, that is where my mother lives in the house. My younger brother is also occupies one of the bedrooms, so 2 of the bedrooms are occupied at the moment. My mother upstairs and my brother, high school student at St. Ignatius, he's staying there for the next year, and then he'll be off to Ohio State. So
Excellent for him. All right. Board, any questions or comments?
I do just have a few questions I want to confirm with the appellant. You're not making any changes to the exterior of the building, correct? Nothing is changing with the building itself?
no.
Okay. And the reason for the variance today is that there is a nearby daycare center. Where is the other daycare center in relation to yours?
The other daycare, okay, yeah. So the other daycare center would be, you can't see it on this map. It's a little bit more to the left. All right, now it's a little bit more to the right. It's like you can't see it from there. But essentially the daycare is on, I could tell you right now which street if that would be more helpful. It's essentially on, I think the daycare they're referring to may be Apple in My Eye, but it's about, a moment.
I believe the board actually approved a carry-out sandwich shop right down the street. It's west of here. And the daycare is right across the street from it, if it's the one I'm thinking of.
Ah, I see. I know.
Okay.
I am familiar with
You know
this.
what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That answers my question. Thank you. And then
In regards to a daycare or a sandwich shop, I was a little confused there. I'm sorry.
So
Well,
the
the board
zone-
had approved a sandwich shop down the street, and across from the sandwich shop is the daycare that you're talking about, I think.
yes,
Got it.
which is the need for the reason for the variance today is that there's
Right.
another daycare located within 30 feet of this daycare.
I don't think it's 30 feet. That's why I was asking.
Or I'm sorry, must be located not less than 30 feet. Sorry.
From a residence district, not
For a
from
residence
another.
district. Yeah. I'm sorry. I apologize.
We're good.
We're good. And then the last clarifying question I have, you told us your hours of operation are 6:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., but is that only Monday through Friday, or are you also open on the weekends?
Let me just verify. All right, so right now we're only open on the weekdays.
Weekdays.
Yes.
Do you have plans to be open on weekends?
As we continue to expand, the daycare continues to expand, and we continue to meet the needs of our community. We plan to extend hours on the weekends as well as we continue to expand and acquire more employees if possible.
And what would your hours of operation be on the weekends when you start doing that, when you have another employee?
Yeah, so the hours of operations would probably be the same as are in regards from 6:30 to 4 o'clock as well.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
I feel like we should probably give them a buffer, a time buffer in the motion.
Madam Chair, I did have a question. I'm sorry if I just missed it.
Yeah.
The days that he has the child that's of the nurse. You mentioned the 12 hours. Will he be open later for those
Yeah,
days?
let's clarify that.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
Did you hear that question?
Yeah, I did. So for parents that will need additional hours of operations, are we willing to extend that? Is that correct?
Right.
Right, and we
Right.
just want to make sure we're capturing the whole scope
Right.
of when you might be open.
Right. Because
Of course.
for our purposes, we need to make sure that we're giving you a range that's going to meet your needs going forward.
Of course, of course. Right now, we do have those instances where we do have parents that do need the extension beyond. For example, that same mother, when she was going through schooling, things like that, she did need extended childcare hours as well. So my mom is able to accommodate if needed, as far as like, okay, if so we try to work hand in hand with the parents, because it's more than just a daycare. It's more like the child's developmental process. We try not to just make the parent feel alone throughout their process. So when there are times, and we understand that parents go through things, and when there are times where the parents do need the couple extra hours or can't come on time for whatever it may be, life circumstances or whatnot, we do try to extend the hours just to be able to hold on, or to be able to take care of the kid. It's not like, oh no, you have to come like now, but we may, let's say, for given circumstances, we may have employees stay longer if that's
And what's the latest that they would have to stay?
the latest that we've seen personally. My mom has done, I mean, close at 4, but we've had parents come 9, 10 o'clock. As far as like, things happen sometimes, and my mom just tries to be open and understanding, especially a lot of the times for younger parents, when things happen. But those are typically on those that doesn't happen often. But when it does happen, we try to be there for the parents as well. And I also had one other question, not related to this. So it's related to something you guys mentioned earlier. So if you guys have anything else.
Go ahead and ask your question. We'll address it.
I heard you guys mention earlier that it was originally zoned in 1929 as a retail space, but then it was zoned back in 2015 to residence. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
it was located in a general retail district, so it's not the specific use of the property.
Okay.
So, and I think that the history is spotty as to the most previous use, other than that it was erected as a dwelling. Did you see that? Yeah, we only have it as being the use of a dwelling unit, there was no indication that it's ever been used as a store or anything that we could find. So it's in a general retail zoning district originally, and then it was changed to the townhouse district.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. City planning, anything else?
Maurice Rowland, City Planning. So, as you know, we usually have concerns about daycare when they're located in the middle of a residential district, perhaps mid-block, surrounded by other single-family homes. In this case, we're on a fairly major commercial street, Detroit Avenue. In this area, this part of Detroit, it's somewhat of a mixed use. There's some residential, there's some retail. So from that perspective, we don't have any issues. I just had one question. It's going to be 12 children in this unit. They are attached. These are all. This is part of a larger building that all of the units are actually attached. So I guess my question would be, have you talked to the neighbors, and is there support or objections or anything to the neighbors? Because it's a little bit different in this situation, because it's not a single family detached home. You're part of I don't know if those are condos or apartments, but they're all attached like townhouses.
Correct.
So that was my question.
Yeah, of course. Great. So yeah, we've gone, we've had extensive talks with both of our neighbors on both sides. So on our left, we have Hayden Rutherford. just recently bought the home, and we've had extensive talks with him as far as how he feels about it and what he thinks about it. If he feels as if it would take away or devalue his home, he's okay with it. He even offered to come on call with us here today. I told him it wouldn't be necessary. And then on our right as well, like you mentioned, I have talked with homeowners up the street, and like you mentioned, it's a row of townhouses. I think it's about 10 townhouses connected, so it's pretty neat. But yeah, we've talked with our community, and we're really well knit with our community as far as the daycare, and they seem to be okay with it. As far as we did mention, and we obviously had the sign in front of our house, but we took the time out to go to the neighbors individually and talk to them. But yeah, they seemed on board with it.
Yeah, then we have no objections. I would recommend approval of this project.
Okay, thank you. All right, anything else, board?
Do we have anything in the record anyone's written?
No. No objections and no support.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. I'll entertain a motion then.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I move to approve calendar number 23-132 based on the testimony that we've heard today from appellant that they desire to transition to a type A daycare facility with 12 children and 1 additional employee. Their hours of operation, the scope of their hours of operation will be 6:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. We'll give you till 10, 7 days a week. And that's it. I move to approve.
Okay, could I have a second, please?
This is Board Member Arlisha Wilson, and I will second the motion.
Great, thank you. All right, Ms. Kukla, you want to call the roll?
Sure. Ms. Holzer?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. Roca?
Yes.
Ms. Bates?
Yes.
Calendar number 23-132 is granted. It will be ratified next week. We will send you a letter. Please contact our office next Wednesday if you are interested in moving the permit process along. This is not the permit. This is actually just the variance. It's a component of the permit. So please feel free to contact our office next week for the next steps.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, good luck to you.
Good luck.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Okay, next. I have a blank page.
Oh, is that the end?
Yeah, that's it. All right. Old business?
We have 1 and 2, Madam Chair, Highland Road. If you want a copy, I have that.
Yes.
Highland Road and Cornell Road are the only 2 we have
All right.
for ratification today.
Okay, without objection, board?
Without objection.
Without objection.
So the other item on the old business is the request for rehearing for BZA 23-091. No testimony will be taken this morning on it. This is just for you to determine whether or not we want to bring it back for a second review based upon information that was received by the neighbors. You've received those documents in your email. And hopefully you've had a chance to take a look at them. And so just today we are looking at whether or not we want to have another hearing and take testimony on the record.
Okay. Comments, board?
So as I understand it from the documents submitted, there is a dispute as to the fence and the property line.
Correct.
That's correct.
And the testimony that we heard, the appellant testified that the fence was on his property.
Correct.
And there's a dispute about that now.
Correct.
I would be open to rehearing it.
Okay. Ms. Wilson, Ms. Holzer, your thoughts?
I would agree. Given the dispute and what was shared, I would be open to rehearing as well.
Same for me. I would be open to rehearing.
Okay. That was where I was standing on this as well, given the information that we received. I had, I would like the appellant to supply us with his civil drawings.
We do have those, so you'll be able to see them before the
Okay.
next hearing.
Do we have the survey the disputed survey?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the civil
Okay,
drawing.
that's what I.
Yeah. All right.
Officially, we've had it. The fence was shown, it was very light, it's hard to see.
Okay.
So I think that it was missed during the discussion. So you have that information now if you need me to, show you by highlighting the.
Did you
location
send
of the
that out to
fence.
us?
I would have to do that.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so we need to set a date, is that?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's make sure we have everybody here.
So August 28th, we have a lot of postponed cases. So we want to just kind of round that out with this postponed case as well. We can, and that way we can get it.
Is that
quicker.
official postponement day? Is that it?
Yeah, and not hold up this process anymore for any.
Yeah, because I feel like, he's been through everything. So,
And so that's 2 weeks. We'll make sure we get that out.
okay, so 23091 is going to August 28th. Is everyone gonna be present that day?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Wilson, you good for the 28th?
She's on mute.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, I'm good.
Okay, awesome. That's great. Okay, that's it then. Adjourned.
I think we need a motion to adjourn, right?
Yes.
I move to adjourn.
I usually say that and I just was like, really, I'm speeding along here. Okay, motion to adjourn. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All
Thanks,
right.
everyone.
Thanks. Have a good
Thank you.
week.